David Miller,
who's
he's been under pressure throughout the innings.
He's been under pressure throughout the innings
because
he's trying to rebuild partnerships,
and he's
all the time. Low full toss driven by Miller down
low full toss.
Hassan Ali has a shot at the stumps. Hassan Ali has a shot at the stumps.
Takes a quick single.
May have been close. Miller takes a quick single.
The
striker's end keeps the strike. The single striker's end keeps the strike.
The single
3 overs remaining.
188
3
for 7.
overs remaining.
Is it now time
for 7 for David Miller?
Is it now time
to get going?
Having said
David Miller to get going.
Even if he had chosen
to fire the gun and fire the gun
for boundaries 3 or 4 overs ago.
Look for boundaries 3 or 4 overs ago.
Has he had the deliveries?
No, they bowled pretty well. No, they bowled pretty well.
Sensing as you do,
Neil.
Perhaps sensing as you do.
They've kept it. He was about to cut loose. They've kept it. It's difficult to get under the ball, to give the ball any kind of trajectory to hit to give the ball any kind of trajectory to hit a six. He's played well, I think. Miller. But he's played well, I think. Quite well. I was never sure that he was that kind of batsman. I was never sure that he was that kind of batsman. But
not much choice, has he? As Muhammad Amir is in.
Short one. Miller hooks it.
Short one.
Miller hooks it.
Down to Hassan Ali through for the single.
Fine leg.
Through for the single.
It just seems from the body language. That
David Miller
he's either convinced himself,
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, yeah, I don't know. Maybe just like 200. Maybe just a decent score. 200 surface.
A decent score.
He's not under pressure of his places.
No,
he's not under pressure of his places.
No,
I think he had cheeky 60 might be better. I think he had cheeky 60 might be better.
Not out. Not out.
No, I think no, not at all.
Short pulled away. Good shot from Kagiso Rabada. Good shot from Kagiso Rabada. There's only been 6 balls in the innings, and that's a 7. And wasn't a classic. Wasn't a classic pull shot, but hook shot or pull shot. But
he's hit it in front of square.
Somebody suggested when somebody suggested when he did at Lords that he'd been in the gym. And he certainly muscled that. I mean, that's a long boundary out there. I mean, that's a long boundary out there. Elegance personified, but elegance personified, but got the job done.
It was a real muscle shot. It was a real muscle shot.
Forget style. It doesn't matter.
Forget substance above style. Doesn't matter.
That's an interesting field change. They're bringing fine leg up. Carrying with your leg up. If he's going to carry with Yorkers
and driven by Rabada and towards deep mid wicket. The man had just gone out towards deep mid wicket. The man had just gone out there. Rabada moves up to 17 off 18 balls. Moves up to 17 off 18 balls.
I'm glad he's
made a contribution today after the talk up that I gave him when he walked out. The talk up that I gave him when he walked out to the wicket.
Always fearful commentators' curse, mate.
Fearful commentators' curse, man.
He's off stump knocked out of the ground.
He's performed. He's a very fine job. David Miller now. 2.5 overs to go. David Miller now. 2.5 overs to go.
It's all very well saying, as I said.
Flick the switch to go into overdrive.
Flick the switch.
Very hard to hit Yorkers.
And there's another one.
Very hard to hit.
Fine leg up in the circle.
They're going for the single. They're going for the single. And throw from Hassan Ali. And suddenly David Miller having to accelerate.
Another one. 61 off 95. 61 off 95.
The man they want out. Well, I know Miller's the man they want out, but I think the near end would have been better because it was a near end yard throw better because it was only 20 yards throw 45 instead of 45.
Rabada, and the man whose teammates
Rabada,
and the man who's called KG.
On strike,
17 off 18
on
balls.
strike, 17 off 18 balls.
Has been outstanding.
Muhammad
today.
2 balls left. Outstanding.
2 balls left.
Rabada
pushes one out towards mid wicket. Massive boundary.
Going to come back for the second.
Massive boundary. Going to come back for the second.
They'll have to hurry.
They actually overrun. The ball was overrun. The ball was overrun by
Azhar Ali
at deep mid wicket.
It is a long boundary.
And good.
Isn't it lovely to see?
Isn't it lovely to see earlier? Selv was mentioning this earlier. The whole of the outfit's being used. The whole of the outfit's being used.
Not quite.
Well, you have to have 3 metres.
Well,
you have to have 3 metres.
When Mike Selvey and I play, when Mike Selvey and I play, you go right back. Although they did have a funny strain that used to sit over there, with the umbrella that used to sit over there.
Is Amir right up in the block? Is Amir
wonderful
right up finish? They're going to come back for the second again. They're going to come back for the second again. Because the Pakistan field is maybe a little bit too deep. Long boundary massively out there. Long boundary on the leg side for 2 left-handers. On the leg side for 2 left-handers. Another 2. David Miller,
another 2.
61.
David Miller.
Rabada has 21
61
off 20.
Rabada has 21 off 20.
2 overs remain.
Outstanding.
199 for 7.
199 for 7.
10 overs, no maidens. 10 overs,
for
no
50.
maidens. None for 50.
It's not fair for the bowlers and the number of reasons and the number of
everything weighted in the batsman's favour.
Everything weighted in the batsman's favour.
Even when you produce an exemplary,
I can't remember a
bowling performance. I can't remember a bad ball.
10 0 50
0 10 0 50 0.
He actually bowled reasonably well against India the other day and didn't get any wickets then. He's just lost that swinger that goes into the right-hander's pads, and that made him so dangerous in the early part of his career. So dangerous in the early part of his career. He's got the pace, because he's got the pace. Against good players, if you don't have the variation, then you don't fool them.
Junaid Khan contees his 9th over.
Junaid Khan contees his 9th over.
David Miller's gone big. He's just missed his length. Fractionally there, Junaid Khan. Fractionally there, Junaid Khan.
Hanging back deep in his
David Miller
crease.
Hanging back.
Both
deep
feet
in his
behind
crease.
the popping crease.
Both feet behind the popping crease.
I wonder whether
Junaid Khan let that go. Junaid Khan let that go. He probably
the
thought
line
that's
was
good.
a little bit off as well. You're right.
The line was a little bit off as well.
You're right. Quite in the block hole, but crease, and it wasn't quite in the block hole, but probably just had that width on stump, whereas the others have been middle stump, middle of the leg. Whereas the others have been middle stump, middle of the leg. With someone like Miller, and that with someone like Miller. Dot or 1 and 6. Dot or 1
and 6.
Bowls
Miller. Junaid Khan in again. Bowls Miller. He
thought about the uppercut
there. The ramp.
He thought about the uppercut there. The ramp.
In the end, realised it was too high.
In the end, realised it was too high.
He was going to have to bowl it again.
That 6, by the way, took South Africa.
That 6, by the way, took South Africa. 200. They're now 200. They're now 206.
Miller
67.
He didn't need a pogo stick to reach that one. He didn't need a pogo stick to reach that one.
Well. It would be massively disappointing for Pakistan, having controlled this innings right up until the 48th over. Right up until the 48th over, if they lost a bit of control in the last 2. Short slapped away by Miller. Short slapped away by Miller. Back of a length outside the off stump. Back of a length outside the off stump. And forehand. Cross-court smash.
Well, I might give Junaid Khan a bit of I might give Junaid Khan a bit of there, because Miller just before he settled down to sort of take his guard there, eyed that mid take his guard there, eyed that mid-wicket boundary. Had all the bowler anywhere that he could reach that boundary, so anywhere that he could reach that boundary, so short and wide, square offside boundary is where he went. Square offside boundary is where he went.
Cleverly bowled. Cost just a single.
Cleverly bowled.
68.
Cost just a single.
21. 68.
I think it's
swing at everything now.
I think it's swing at everything now.
Hit down the ground.
Full toss.
Hit down the ground.
Looks up heavenward.
Cross with himself.
Heavenward.
Not done more than take a single off that one. Not done more than take a single off that
208
one. 208
for 7.
9 balls to go. 9 balls to go.
Pakistan be delighted with their
Pakistan
today.
Be delighted with their
discipline.
Today. Discipline.
Controlled, highly skillful.
Controlled, highly skillful.
Just a question of how the pitch plays in the second innings, and whether South Africa can emulate the skills shown by the Pakistan bowlers.
Ball flicked away by Miller.
He's now looking agitated and cross with himself. He's only got a single cross with himself. He's only got a single out towards deep square leg. Tidying up. Does the tidying up.
10 balls to go. 209.
10 balls to go.
Whatever happens in the last 10 balls,
Whatever happens in the last 10 balls, Pakistan start the second innings as favourites.
You'd have to think so, yeah. You'd have to think so. They know how the pitchers play. They know how the pitchers play. The batsmen should have been paying attention. But you know, South Africa, for pretty well. South Africa are best bowling attacks around. So best bowling attacks around. So they'll have to play well. It won't be a cakewalk. They'll have to play well.
Here's Junaid Khan. 2 balls left.
Junaid Khan.
1 for 49. 1 for 49.
He is up to the crease, bowls.
Edge down towards third man for 4. Throughout towards third man for 4.
Rabada is aiming at mid-wicket.
Rabada is aiming at mid-wicket.
I don't know whether it was a top edge or a bottom edge, actually.
It was a top edge or a bottom edge. Either way,
it was a thick one.
Flown away through about second slip. Flown away through about second slip.
I find that interesting. You see, I find that interesting because brilliant Yorkers at Rabada when brilliant Yorkers at Rabada when he should have been bowling lengths to try and get him out. He should have been bowling lengths to try and get him out. Now he's bowling Yorkers. When he should be bowling Yorkers. Very curious. I mean. Very curious. I mean, he clearly didn't attempt a Yorker there because he missed it by a good 10 feet. He missed it by a good 10 feet.
26 of 22 for Rabada.
26 of 22 for Rabada.
Gone very high. Hassan Ali's running around.
Oh, what a catch!
What a catch! What a catch! The ball was favourite while it was in the air. The ball was favourite while it was in the air. Hassan Ali has covered 25 metres. 25 metres. And maybe 30. Just falling forward. Just kept his eye on the ball the whole way. Kept his eye on the ball the whole way. Outstanding. And he's ended little contribution from Kagiso Rabada. 26 off 23. 26 off 23.
Well, they went up a long way that ball. Well, they went up a long way that ball. He didn't get in one of those positions where he started circling around it. He actually ran circling around it. He actually judged it pretty well. Judged it pretty well. Went down on one knee and then took it, went down on one knee and then incredible sign. So obviously, incredible. Somebody's told him that you're a lousy catcher. Somebody's told him that you're a lousy catcher in the past. And he's clung onto it. Just perhaps have clung onto it.
Good effort from Rabada, wasn't it? Good effort from Rabada, wasn't it?
Yeah. 26 off, was it a runnable? 26 off, was it a runnable?
26 off 23, better than that. 26 off 23.
Tail-ender to do that in a dire situation, that he sort of came to the creaser. And probably feed into his bowling as well. And probably feed into his bowling as well, because you feel, done well with the bat. Let's rip with the ball.
Remind listeners every time he does walk out to bat, this man, he may be batting at number 10 today, but he has opened the batting in a test match. Morné Morkel. Morné Morkel.
Out of merit. Out of merit.
Out of desperation. Out of desperation. Graham Smith had his hand broken by Mitchell Johnson. Test match in Sydney. Nobody was volunteering to open in the second innings until Morkel said, "I'll do it." Morkel said, "I'll do it." And he was out second ball. And he was out second ball. As you might imagine. Smashed it to mid-off. Smashed it to mid-off. Second ball. Second ball. So, a reminder you're listening to TalkSport 2, TalkSport 2, and the Champions Trophy match between South Africa and Pakistan, Birmingham, 213 for 8. We've got one over to go. Being bowled by Hassan Ali, and short pull. David Miller down towards deep backward square leg, and they decline the single. Explain that one.
Well, clearly Miller hasn't got as much faith in Morné Morkel as you have, Neil.
Pointers, bat the 50 overs, because every turn down runs.
Curious.
Don't understand that.
Maybe Miller's a genius of reader of a pitch. Very confident. Morné was unhappy about it. Unhappy about it. Non-striker. Here's Hassan Ali. Here's Hassan Ali.
Slow ball. Swing and a miss from David Miller. Brilliantly bowled. Top class effort. 113 k's an hour. Utterly foxed.
He has indeed, and he has indeed. And we're not saying Morné Morkel would have got a bat on that one. There could have been 2 runs to the good there. No runs to the good.
Morkel was disgusted by his body angle. He didn't saunter down from the non-striker. He marched down. What are you doing? What are you doing?
Exactly.
Hassan Ali in goal. Short, pulled away by Miller. Very powerfully. Unfortunately, from Shouth on the deep mid-wicket boundary. It was hit very hard. But he sort of overran it. In the end, allowed the ball to hit him rather than try to get his hands to it. It's just finned out. Get something behind it, and they've come back for 2. Easy 2. Miller up into the 70s. 3 balls to go. Miller will need boundaries. Here's Hassan Ali. Bowls right up in the block hole. Brilliant Yorker. Marvellous. Miller drives it, but only powerfully up towards mid-off.
Well, if Morné Morkel's chat after the first ball was, let's take the singles, clearly Miller is ignoring him. Because that was a single.
Oh, absolutely. Well, Hassan Ali has rolled the dice with that slow ball, and it's come up 6s. That's a good thing, right? I mean, what's that game when you roll the dice? You want 6.
Colin Miller's making it look good. Sorry, David Miller's making it look good.
Goodness. Well, I tell you, Hassan Ali's rung the changes. He's rolled the dice, and at the moment, it's just 2 runs off it. 4 dot balls and a 2. superb from Hassan Ali. Here he is, bowls last ball of the over, slashed away for 4 by Miller through extra cover. Well, he whacks his bat onto his pads because he knows that really is a fail. 6 off the last over when you've kept the strike for yourself. Morkel decides that his own comments were maybe a bit strong, some salty language perhaps, and he's just gone and given Miller a little hug. All right, come on, don't worry about it. It's over now. Put it out of your mind. Miller finishes not out in 75, and he deserves credit for that, because South Africa were in desperate trouble at various stages. None worse than 118 for 6. Your thoughts, Derek?
Well, the proof will be, obviously, after Pakistan, I'm stating the obvious here, when Pakistan have batted, so Miller's innings will then be put into perspective. Whether he could have perhaps pressed the accelerator a bit sooner, who knows? But with that comes risk, of course, and I think he's done a pretty good job. Perhaps some of the other batsmen need to look at themselves, especially the top order.
Yeah, there were some sloppy shots played by the South African top order. 219 for 8 then. Pakistan will have to chase 220 to win here on TalkSport 2 and Cricket Radio.
The ICC Champions Trophy 2017.
That is huge.
On TalkSport 2.
Wonderful.
This June, if you test drive the Qashqai Duke or X-Trail, Nissan will give you an extra £650 off. That's up to a massive £2,900 on a Qashqai at only 4.99% APR representative. Yes, Nissan will give you money off, just for test driving our best-selling crossover range. I know it sounds unlikely, but that's what it says here in this script. I haven't read it wrong. I'm a properly trained actor. I've done Shakespeare and telly and hundreds of voiceovers. Search Nissan offers if you don't believe me. Nissan. Innovation that excites. Nissan Finance. 4.99% APR representative. Offer excludes Visia grade. Subject to status over 18s. Order and register before the 2nd of July from participating dealers only. T's and C's at nissan.co.uk.
Man, that Hypnos bed is comfortable. Time to get up, work to do. Shower, tick. Shave, tick. Dressed, next question. Time for all-you-can-eat brekkie with the fellas. Bacon, sausages and more bacon. Probably even some beans. Today is a big day. Because you are scaffolders. Whatever your story, this is a great place to start. Premier Inn, Premier You.
Breakfast prices and options may vary. Exclude certain locations.
At Homebase, we're all about low prices. That's why our charcoal barbecues start from just £9.97 and our gas barbecues from only £99.98. Homebase, always low prices.
Say the end of the month comes rolling around, and it's been rather a quiet one on the old YouTubing front. But instead of getting to keep that lovely data that you paid for but didn't use, it just disappears. Say, that doesn't seem very fair. But say there was a new mobile company, one that rolls any unused data for you to use next month, next year, or even 3 years later. Well, say hello to Sky Mobile. Sky. Believe in better.
You can redeem your data in 1 GB increments. For full terms, go to sky.com/mobile.
My thing, Guatemalan cortado. As coffees go, it's pretty lively. Must have smashed out 24 spreadsheets in half an hour. Boom. Which is, funnily enough, what my laptop did when I spilt my cortado all over it.
Oh, no.
So, I need a new one. 15-inch display, 1 terabyte hard drive, and no big price tag. Refurb it is.
Jake's thing. It's got to be a refurbished laptop from eBay. That's as good as new with 12-month seller warranty. Buy refurbished tech on eBay and save up to 50% versus new. eBay. Find your thing.
So you're thinking about getting rid of your grey with Just for Men, and you're wondering, how long will it take? Well, in football terms, faster than half-time. So in those 15 minutes, you could use Just for Men. Hit the loo. Grab a pint. Refill the crisps. Order a curry. And still catch the highlights. So there you have it. In about 5 minutes, you're back to your natural hair colour. Just for Men. Officially faster than half-time. Find it in the men's aisle.
These days, there's a better deal to be had online for almost everything. So when it comes to selling our cars, why do we go running back to the last century and trade it in? Why not stay right here and sell your car to WeBuyAnyCar.com? Then use the money to get a better deal on your next car. It's quick, it's easy, and there's a branch near you. Change the way you sell your car. Enter your reg number now at WeBuyAnyCar.com. Terms and conditions apply. See WeBuyAnyCar.com/info.
The ICC Champions Champions Trophy 2017.
That is huge.
On TalkSport 2.
Wonderful.
Yeah, live here on TalkSport 2 and Channel 2 Cricket Radio with me, your host, Dan Windle. We shuddered at times in Pakistan's last time out defeat, a humbling defeat at the hands of India. Well, haven't they blown red hot today at Edgbaston against South Africa? South Africa stalling, stuttering their way up to 219 for 8. Top scorer Dave Miller with 75 off 155 balls. A first one-day international golden duck for captain A.B. de Villiers, while others like Hashim Amla struggled. Quinton de Kock struggled in the large part after getting up to 33 quite quickly. It was a real struggle. 220 Pakistan will need at a run rate of just 4.4 and over. The bowling figures superb, but surely Hassan Ali with 3 for 24 off his 8 overs, shining through. Let's get back to our commentary team at Edgbaston. We can talk to former England player Mike Selvey, who joins me now as part of the interval. And Mike, generally, I mean, what's that? Is that 40, 50, 60, maybe even 80 below par?
Well, it's a really tricky pitch to work out at the moment, I think, because, you know, it's in its third use. It's been used in the previous 2 games as well. So it's starting to get a little bit tired. It started to look as if it might just grab a little bit. So I don't think it's certainly not the 300 kind of pitch that we've been used to seeing so far in this tournament. I think what I can say is we've got a pretty good game on here, because South Africa got an excellent bowling side, and you know, I don't know whether Pakistan themselves will get caught between the two stools of thinking, right, we've got to go hard at this, and thinking, well, we've only got to get 4 and over. It's a tricky one for them to do. Actually, in a way, their top order, which is more an accumulative top order, is ideally suited to these circumstances. Not by design for them, I fancy, but that's how it's panning out. I think it was a fantastic effort from them. You know, mercurial is a word that might have been coined especially for the Pakistan cricket team. You know, one day they're a rabble, and the next day they're absolutely brilliant, and today was a brilliant day for them.
I think 14 or 15 of the first 20 overs of the South Africa innings was bowled by the spinners, and they strangled and ripped out the top order, Mike.
Yeah, you know, again, there's this clever strategy, isn't it, their part? The pitch is starting to wear. It's an abrasive pitch now, I would suggest. And they rattle the spinners through there, but at the same time as them bowling through their overs and actually taking some wickets, they're also scuffing the ball up. It's getting the ball in shape for it to reverse. Now, reverse swing is something that we've all said is disappeared out of the game in this tournament. Nobody's been reversing the ball. But the very first ball that Hassan bowled reversed slightly. The second ball he did reversed again and got the wicket. So clearly they decided we've got it in the right condition to reverse. So they got it reversing at one end, and once that happened, you're in the game. They then reverted to bowling these fantastic Yorkers. You know, bang on target, ball after ball after ball. And the Yorkers these days, you know, the batsmen are so by and large adept hitting Yorkers. They go deep in the crease, they can get underneath them sometimes, but if there's a little bit of shape on the Yorker as well, it's a different ball game, as we used to see, but you know, back in the glory days of Wasim and Waqar with this huge hooping reverse swing. Well, that wasn't. We just got enough shape on it to make the bowlers, to keep the bowlers interested and to make the batsmen look. So I think they did a fantastic job out there.
Yeah, and Hassan Ali bowled full of aggression, didn't he? I thought his deliveries to du Plessis and of course Parnell, I think was mentioned in the commentary. You won't see many better deliveries than that in ICC Champions Trophy 2017.
Yeah, I mean, I think it was Manners who was saying earlier, you know, you sort of give a dog a bad name, you know, Hassan get labelled as a medium-paced bowler, and actually he's quite a slippery bowler, I thought he's got that kind of whippy, skiddy, fast arm pace. I thought that all the 3 seamers were excellent. The figures, in fact, don't quite reflect it, do they? I know Mohammed Amir, 0 for 50, he's gone for 5 and over, and Junaid Khan's 2 for 53. You know, I don't think that quite respects it. Yeah, Hassan was outstanding. He just went for the one boundary in that. There weren't many boundaries in the innings, were there?
Well, I was going to just ask you there, Mike. Approach of South Africa, the mentality that you thought. I mean, 9 4s in their innings by my records. Only a couple of 6s as well.
3 6s, 2 off right at the end of Hafiz, which Miller clumped over wide long on, and then that one he hit at the end there to the pavilion end. He batted for the most part
pretty sensibly. I didn't know that was the kind of innings that he could play. You know, he's a renowned hitter of the ball. Is he a kind of a block and bash player who hasn't got that capacity to work the ball around if he can't be hitting the boundaries? I thought he played pretty well today. The only criticism I would have is if they didn't work the ball around enough. They didn't get the scoreboard moving. They didn't keep it ticking over when they weren't finding the boundary. You know, and that's we see that so well from people like Joe Root and Kane Williamson the other day. You know, just brilliant at manipulating the ball, rotating the strike, upsetting the bowlers lines, all those things. So there were an awful lot of dot balls bowled in that innings, and I think that's something that South Africa would need to look at.
Thank you to Mike Selby, part of our commentary team live at Edgbaston here on TalkSport 2 and Channel 2 Cricket Radio. More discussion, more debate, as well as part of our chat at the interval here on ICC Champions Trophy Live.
TalkSport 2.
What a fantastic strike!
The prodigal son of all radio stations.
Hi, I'm here to trade in my trainers.
Trade in your trainers?
Yeah, they're really old. Didn't buy them here. Seen better days, to be honest. I wouldn't get too close. I want to put them towards some lovely new ones.
Sorry, sir, we don't do that.
Really? Vauxhall do. I just got £2,000 for my old banger to put towards a brand new car.
Yes, you can afford a new car. Scrap your old car, and on top of our other great offers, we'll give you £2,000 scrappage to put towards a shiny new Vauxhall. Visit your local retailer or search Vauxhall Scrappage for more information. Trading car registered in your name for at least 90 days. Offer available to individuals and small businesses. UK supplied vehicles only. Exclusions apply. Limited time at participating retailers. Full T's and C's apply.
If you pay for something, you should get to keep it, right? Yet with most mobile networks, you have to say goodbye to any data you haven't used at the end of every month. So say hello to Sky Mobile, the only network to automatically roll over all your unused data every month. And no matter what plan you choose, your data is yours to keep for 3 years. Plans start from £5 a month, and Sky TV customers also get free unlimited calls and texts. Search Sky Mobile and say hello to rolling your data on from £5 a month. Sky. Believe in better. 12-month minimum term. Free calls and text to standard UK numbers as a Sky TV customer. Standard price £10. Acceptable use policy and terms apply. Redeem data per 1 gigabyte.
Man, that Hypnos bed is comfortable. Time to get up, work to do. Shower, tick. Shave, tick. Dressed, next question. Time for all-you-can-eat brekkie with the fellas. Bacon, sausages and more bacon. Probably even some beans. Today is a big day. Because you are scaffolders. Whatever your story, this is a great place to start. Premier Inn, Premier You.
Breakfast prices and options may vary. Exclude certain locations.
I'm there as she's rushed down the corridor of A&E. Her blooded hands are hanging